Well, you know.
Thank you,
Exactly,
Willow.
Tim. Exactly, Tim. All right. Let's all
All
get
right.
to our dots.
Everybody hit record. 1, 2, 3, hit record.
Recording.
All
And now we
right.
clap.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Shit. Just punched my
Are
fucking
you
mic, too.
are you hitting a kick drum? Yeah.
All right.
Let's try that again. Sorry.
2, 3.
Wow, we did it. Even
I just
after
got
a
excited,
long break
apparently.
of clap.
Right. Welcome back to B&B Banter Bros Goes to the Movies. I am Timothy Bennett, your host of tonight, and with me is Aaron Banyan and Jason Chandler. Gentlemen,
Hey.
and this is episode 3 of season 2 of Only Murders in the Building, Hulu original, and it was awesome.
It was
It
so
was a very good
It was
episode.
good.
It was
great.
God,
you know what made this
smart,
even
really
smart,
You know what made this
smart.
even better?
What's that?
No Amy Schumer. We win.
She's
Tim-
mentioned once.
Tim,
That's it.
that was gonna be my question there. Tim, did you cringe when they even said the word Amy
Yes,
Schumer?
I
yes,
did.
you did.
As soon as Bonnie said, and Amy Schumer's taking, I was like, oh,
yeah.
just impulse
Yes.
to just rub
Yeah.
the dirty off me.
I felt that for you, but
I was waiting for her to pop in for some strange fucking
I
reason.
oh god, I
yeah.
I was scared.
Yeah.
I was like,
For sure.
yeah, my heart skipped a beat. My palms got clammy. I was just like,
and the
and she didn't
moment I
show up, so it was
realized,
like,
in the moment I realized why she didn't show up because it doesn't make sense, whatever, and they explained it. I thought of you, Tim. I laughed. I was like, Tim probably cringed and twitched when fucking they said the word
Yep,
Amy Schumer.
I did.
Because of the way the camera was too. They it was close up and then they
could have just
Hand
swiveled
off
the
to the
camera
park.
around, and there she
Exactly.
was, horror.
Exactly. I thought it was gonna be some lame surprise, but you know what they don't do in this show? They never do a lame surprise.
They don't. They don't.
Unless it serves unless they think it'll actually land really well as a joke.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think if they thought that it would be good for the spot, they would
would
it,
do it.
even though it's lame.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I
part
agree.
of this episode is jokes and connections because this is a flashback with connection to the season finale. So it all ties in together. Is all I'm
Well,
saying.
let's give the name of the episode is The
Thank you.
Last Day of Bunny Folger.
Yeah.
So you basically get to see how her day unfolded before she was murdered.
And we get to know her,
Yeah.
and we get a teaser on maybe there's another suspect. Let's
There's definitely
Let's-
another suspect, but we just
we'll
don't
get
know who
there.
it is.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. All right.
First off,
Where
I
do you
want
wanna
to
start?
apologize. My son is going to be making some noises. He wants to play
Oh,
with
that's
blocks, and he
I
doesn't
would
want to go
rather-
in the living room, so be aware.
So I
For
would
the
rather
audience and
change
for you
his
too.
statement to "Thank you, you're welcome, audience." You get an adorable read the room.
Read
type
the
of
room.
Kid.
Something you
read
can't
the room type of kid. He likes the
All right, so I
spotlight.
want to, this is episode 3, so I want to read off the information real quick. Take an air
Synapse.
for this one. Yep, the snaps.
Yeah, you've
the
kinda taken over
title.
with this.
The title.
Maybe you should
was
have,
very appropriate.
Wesley do it. All right. What's that?
So the title of this
Sorry.
episode 3, is The Last Day of Bunny Folger. And yes, it was spot on. In a multitude of reasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it fit super appropriate because you had her last day of retiring as the building manager, and then it was like her last day because she was killed. And
Yeah, it's a
And you got to-
multi-layered. It's a
Yep.
multi-layered title.
so
You got to know her
Spot on.
as a person, which we never did. We
Yeah.
got to know her as the bunny, the bitch, the fucking lady in charge,
And then the
now we
bunny,
get
the
back
badass.
oh my, because of the elevator scene.
Yeah.
Yes, so we get to know the details of who and why she is what she is.
You get a better understanding of her. Is
Yeah.
really what you get. Like you get,
I guess if you
to
want to sum it
understand
up
what
better
she-
than me, yeah.
you get the idea of like what made her tick to some degree. You get some pieces that you don't fully understand, which I hope will be explained.
The
Yeah.
friend, yeah,
But you
I
get a
hope
lot
so.
of like you get a lot of nuances about like her character and like how she operates, what her thinking is, just her character in general. You get a lot
Yeah.
of.
We realize she's a human.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get to
she's-
know
she's
her
not
as a
just this-
person.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we
She's
know her
not
as a human.
just a bitch. She's got many other like sides to her.
Yep.
But first of all, this episode starts with the parakeet, them interrogating the parakeet, doing impressions of Bunny to try to get the fucking truth out of the parakeet, which is fucking hilarious. You're doing Bunny terrible or whatever the fuck. And
There's a funny run of conversation in that bit because like Oliver says something,
yeah.
and Charles goes, "Hey, that's my potential half sister. You might be
Exactly.
talking about.
Yeah.
So watch
the
your mouth."
possible stepsister
Yep.
Christmas
and
kiss.
like Mabel has to get up. She's like, "Okay, I can slap you. This is the part where I can slap you, and I can say snap out of it, or we can move past that, and you can just say, oh, thanks, kid, I needed that, and move on." Which
Yeah.
do you
Not the
want?
face.
And that's
slapping
one of those Selena moments where I go, respect.
Right?
She
Yeah,
nailed that fucking line, that delivery, everything.
Yeah,
But that
well,
whole sequence with the
I-
parakeet was
I
hilarious.
liked because that conversation of Martin Short and Steve Martin trying to
Yeah.
talk like
yeah.
Bunny to the parrot is
Yeah.
all because of her. She's like, "Well, did you try
Did you
to
try
talk
talking
to
to
the
it as
parrot
Bunny?
like Bunny?"
And then she
And
gets
then that just
annoyed
went
at them
into-
acting.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep,
She's like,
yep.
she just like sighed and rolled her eyes like, "Shit, what did I do?"
I love the I love the comparisons, like Charles being like, "Oh no, you've got to sound like you've got to raise your voice without raising it." And it was like, "What the fuck does that
No,
mean?"
you're not smiling until
Yeah.
the dead eyes.
Exactly. But my
It's like,
favorite
oh,
at
Jesus.
the end of this bit, Steve Martin goes, "If you're a murderer, stop murdering." It's like, it's that simple.
Well, I think that's what she said at the
Oh, okay.
the board meeting, or not the board meeting, but the
Yeah.
tenant meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
believe she said something akin
You're
to
a
that.
murderer,
So he was
stop
just like
murdering.
impersonating a line she'd already said.
Well, levels.
It was pretty good.
levels. Yeah.
Who fucking murdered me?
Yeah. All right.
Like, fuck off, Oliver. No, you fuck off, Mrs. Gibble, whatever.
Mrs. Gambolini.
Gambolini.
Yeah, that's her name. Miss Gambolini.
And Wesley,
Well,
where do you
that's
want to
something
go
new.
from there? I mean, Tim.
So let me read the synopsis because I didn't do that yet.
Oh shit, my bad.
It's okay. This is a
It's
good
your
episode.
son's fault.
So, a foul-mouthed parrot becomes the key to Bunny's last day on Earth, which reveals surprising people who crossed her path. Bunny.
I told you.
Furthering the
He
need
deserves
for
the
our
spotlight.
trio to solve her murder. So,
Hell yeah.
hey, don't do that. Thank you.
Yeah. But like we said, we get Bunny's back. We
Yeah.
get to know her as a person.
Quite literally the last day of Bunny Folger. in
Yeah.
a number of ways.
And even the cheesy shit, she's like, this is my last day. And then she's walking around the parakeets like blah blah. And she's like, as a building,
Building supervisor or
Thank you.
the building
Yeah.
the board president, something like that.
you know what I mean
Yeah.
by cheesy?
She's
It's
doing
like
she's
the
doing
last day of her
kettlebells
life, but it's
exercises or something
also
like that.
the last day of her thing. Yeah.
She's practicing her speech.
Yeah. Pause for laughs or something like that.
Yeah, she's like, I inherited it. You find out that like she inherited the job of being superintendent. Superintendent, I think that's what she's the
Building
but she's-
manager, superintendent. It's
yeah,
the same
something
thing.
like that.
Yeah.
But she inherited the
Super.
job from her mother, Shirley MacLaine.
And just like daddy issues, she doesn't want to let her mom down.
Yeah,
Is how it
Didn't-
seems like she's doing it more for her mom.
there
I
was
don't know.
something there, and I didn't fully
There,
understand.
there
her
is a
reasoning
speech at the
for-
end of this episode where don't only love one thing because when that one thing goes away, you'll have nothing
You have
left.
nothing.
I don't know if it's
yeah,
too
we should
soon
talk
to
about that
say
later.
that exactly, but
Are you saying you want more iced tea?
I think
Finally,
that
he
one thing
hears
was
me.
the building, and I don't know that hit home.
Yeah,
to me,
that's what
like,
she was talking about. Was
That's
that was
that's
the building.
really good
She put
advice,
her-
actually.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
whole love into the building, and then now she's trying
and
to
she
retire.
did it for her mom, I think.
Oh yeah,
I will honestly say, yeah, this episode I personally think it was fantastic.
Emotional.
It was beautifully
Yeah.
written, and it
was
had
really
so
well
much.
written.
It was light on. It wasn't bereft of jokes, but it was light on jokes.
Yes.
And it was
Right.
much heavier on character development
Yeah.
for a number of ways.
The
The
emotional
jokes
shit.
the jokes were just floating in the air while everything else was a serious.
Like
They were there to
like
cut
when
tension.
like
It was all
when
they were
Bunny
doing.
like when Bunny was doing her thing, we were watching her live that day, and then she eavesdrops on the three podcast people, Mabel and
The
Yep.
three
the two-
amigos.
Thank you. And they do a little recap of season 1 real quick. You
Well,
know,
they did
like,
a recap of like the fight scene
they're,
in the
they're
in
like
the in the
they-
basement.
They're like, all I heard was you say the thing, and that thing, and this thing, and like, you know, they just did a little recap in their own way,
Yep.
in this like, you know, victorious bench
And
relaxing
then Mabel
scene.
just punched her in
But
the
it was-
face. I did
yeah.
lay her out.
So that's a joke, but I think
The best part of this is the three main characters of the show are only in this episode for comedic relief.
Yeah.
They serve no other purpose in this
Ooh.
episode than to be comedic relief.
Well,
Other
and
than
you
the fact
see it
that
in
the
the rest-
show itself
Besides-
revolves around their crime
that's what I mean.
thing. Yeah, absolutely. It's
Like you get
This is
Oliver
another-
and his son in the restaurant in the elevator episode.
yeah.
What are you trying to think of, Tim?
the son, Demas.
Demas' son Teddy.
Yes.
No, Teddy is the father.
Theodore? Wasn't it Theodore?
Yeah, Teddy Demas was Nathan Lane's character. I'm trying to remember what the name of the boy was.
I can't remember.
I feel like you're on to dem. I don't know. I'm not even
But
gonna try
this-
to guess.
But
This-
that's
I feel like
but no,
the
I know what you
D-
mean now.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
this
it was
was-
all about
Reminded me a lot like the episode where you get his perception of everything.
his perspective
You know.
because he's deaf, so no one hears
Yeah.
no one.
Oh yes,
That's what this season's
This
that's
felt-
what this episode was for this season.
Yeah.
felt like
So
it.
far, that's how I felt.
I thought
Yeah,
that as
I
well.
go with that.
Yes. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And then
I
I just
when
yeah, we're gonna do this, Tim.
Girls, pick one and go.
And I just want to say I wish I could have been bunnied. Because when the fucking merch, the fan just did I just get bunnied? That shit was fucking
Yeah, right.
hilarious.
That was kind of.
do you have a permit to
Yeah.
sell that?
Yeah, she's just like
no.
quoting bylaws and shit like that. And
Yeah.
is that an
Yeah,
open flame?
flogging.
Yeah.
Was it
Oh, you'd
flogging?
be flogging.
Yeah,
And a
because
fine of $20.
The new
They were
one
written
is
in
the new-
1912. We should probably really update that.
Yeah.
No,
new
but I
board
like the
president,
flogging.
Nina.
Yeah,
I just
Nina's
wanted
her
to
name.
say that real quick before we
Just has a weird taste in my
got
mouth.
off the
Nina.
jokes. I thought that was a good joke.
Yeah, I
And sorry.
I really liked how much you realize these people really do like her, but it's such a facade. Like she can't accept that she has friends or that they're somewhat of friends.
It's like she's a good boss.
She's
You know, at a
she's good- she's a
restaurant
good-
or something. Like if you're a good parent or a good boss, people are gonna talk shit. But that's a thing of saying you're doing the right. You're making the right choices. You're being harsh for the right reasons. Sorry.
The thing of it is like she puts the building first.
Yeah.
yeah,
And at first,
She's a
in
great
all,
building
in all
manager.
things. She puts
Yeah,
the building first.
exactly.
And these other people, she may like them and they may like her.
Yeah.
But the building comes 1st. So she's often seen as this crass, mean, bitchy woman. You know, because she's making decisions to benefit the building and doesn't
Not the
take any
people.
shit from people go, oh, well, I thought we were friends. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're hurting the building.
yeah. Well, and
Like
that's
that's her thought process.
her whole thing is the building comes first.
Yeah.
But in return, these people who live in this building have a great building, should respect it more, and they
Yeah.
don't. So that's what
Yep.
makes her come off like a bitch. And
Yeah.
it's fair.
Well,
It's only
you
fair.
But being strict or being jealous or being weird or like fucking whatever intense just means you give a fuck that much.
And
like
well,
she
and,
said in that speech, I'll bring it up one more time. Like if you love one thing, fucking A. Like
Yep.
that's all she had.
And what I'll say about it is like you get nuances that she wasn't just the building
Yeah.
manager. She cared about the people too. Because like when she comes home and they're having that party and she sees the doorman and
Yep.
whoever else eating cake And she's like, "Oh, what a nice mess to come home to." And she's picking up all this garbage and stuff like that. She's
Right.
talking shit to the doorman as she walks towards him.
Hey, I'm
and
still
hands
here
him the
for a
plate
few
and-
hours. I can replace you.
Yeah, and then she asks about how someone's doing. I think it was his wife.
Probably his wife's. How's the leg
She
doing?
said something like,
whatever.
"Oh,
yeah.
how's
Give her
how's
a
so and so
ride.
doing?" So she gave a shit at the same time.
Same
So
with
it's that weird balance.
Yeah.
and the breakdown when she's like
It's a
giving the
perception thing, is all it is.
exactly, and
that's
she's
where I agree
making
with
the
you,
right
Jason.
choices. Yeah, okay.
agree with you.
all
It's
right.
kinda like the
We're on
boss,
the same
yeah.
page. And another example of like getting to know how much she knows and cares about these people is that conversation with the pregnant lady that's about to
Nina,
pro. She's about to successor.
her predecessor. Is that what you're
Thank-
trying to say?
Thank you, Aaron. And so yeah, but like,
Her Padawan?
and then the prego lady, the
Yeah, Nina. Her name is Nina.
Padawan,
We've said this like a bazillion times.
the prego one says you really know everything
Prego
about
Nina.
these people.
Yeah.
You know, all right. So yeah,
In reality, I think Bunny's a goddamn superhero in this fucking
dude,
thing.
Yeah,
even
more or
the,
less.
even
I have
the
so
way,
much respect for her position.
even that fucking
for sure.
conversation with the one lady that's a bitch.
Her friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they're
Where
walking?
they're on the street
Yeah.
when they're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Fuck you. There's like
I'm
an
going
old
this way.
See
lady.
you later.
I'm too tired to give enthusiasm. Fuck you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. It was like you know,
And
go
that's-
fuck yourself, but I still like you.
That's what I
What
mean.
was the
Like,
nature of their relationship?
yeah.
Yeah.
She has this
But it
relationship.
added old age to it. Like I'm too
Yeah,
tired.
because it's been
to
a
give
friendship
it
that her friend has
Yeah.
been there the
It's
entire
so
time
much
too. So
honesty in
they've
that
been
fuck.
like that the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of. She is a no bullshit woman.
Oh,
And in return, she
exactly.
doesn't want any bullshit.
Yes.
But she
That's
just
right.
doesn't get it. She gets nothing
And-
but bullshit. So she's
And that's
Right.
why.
kind of fed
and
up.
that's
you know.
why when
I
she-
like it.
Yeah, and that's why she's no bullshit, and that's why when she gives the envelope of money to the motherfucking
To Ivan?
waiter for DJ equipment, that's like it meant a lot because she's no bullshit, and she wouldn't have done that just because to look
Well,
good or
and-
anything like that.
and
She
that's
really
what I
cared about
wanna-
that guy. Sorry.
And that's what I want to delve more into, or that I hope
Yeah.
that they delve more into, is the idea that there's a reason behind her giving that money, and she made it seem like
Yeah.
she's done it before. Between
Yeah.
what he says and she says, because he's like, this time that's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes it seem like she's given him money before, and she just like, there's a connection there that wasn't explained that I think is left for later development,
I hope.
which
so.
I hope comes through.
Really? Okay.
Just by their interaction, because she's been coming in for so long. And
I don't know if we need more development on that interaction because I think it just
No,
showed.
He's not really saying about the interaction itself as much
Okay.
as just like
Oh,
I want it to
expanding
be
in depth
I want
of
it to be a
what she's
quirk
done.
of her character that like is another thing that like, oh well, we didn't know that about Bunny,
memorial.
and it gives more
yeah.
depth to the
Yeah.
why when she dies,
Yeah.
it gives it more depth.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
there's a bigger reason.
You're right.
to,
I
like,
thought
she'll
it
be
was already
missed.
deep there, but you're right. That might just be a stepping stone for more.
And I think
depth.
it's because what we're what we're witnessing is that she's a part of a community, but she's also
Yeah.
helping embrace the community, and it's not just
Yeah.
the building; it's those around the building.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's
Ooh,
a
I
it's
didn't
like
think
you
about
know,
that.
because if you think
So-
about New York, and that's where they are, is New York. If you think
Yeah.
about New York, you always talk about your block. This is my block. You know, you have the people you
Yeah.
know in that block. That's your neighborhood. That's your block. That's where you are, and that's basically what she's doing. That's my community. Is this block?
Yeah.
And we're seeing that she was a big part of the community.
She listened to hip hop. I tell you what. But no,
she went to
Tim, that's
Woodstock.
an excellent perspective. Yeah, she went to Woodstock. Yes,
Right. Yeah.
Oh, this is the
that's
last
a-
thing I want from you, asshole.
That scene was fucking sad.
Oh, it was. My heart
It
broke a little
was,
bit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they gave her the things. Because this is the first time you see her warm up to him
Hang
and
out.
actually be like
She
happy
hung
and
out.
like smiles. She was giddy.
And we got
And then
the
they just
answer to
shut the,
the
door
hoodie.
on her. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God. And then they sat there or stood there like for 5 minutes talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept looking at people. She's still there.
Oh my God, I didn't know Bunny was a whaler.
Is that her? Is she whaling? I would never have pegged Bunny as a whaler.
So what did we? I mean, we were talking a lot about what this episode focused on, which was Bunny. But
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
than Bunny, what else did we learn in this episode? Other than just, because it had to deal with Bunny. But we learned that this was everybody's kind of. We get to see the last day of Bunny and that everybody's met with Bunny
Everyone's
on her
last
last
interactions.
day.
Yeah.
Yep. And we get to see.
We got to learn that Martin Short leveled up since Tim's murder.
Yeah.
Leveled
His
up
detective
since-
skills are not detective. His
I don't know.
his
podcasting
wordplay,
skills,
his
That's-
podcastian.
That selfish line after
was
such a
good,
fucking heated season 1. Oh my god, I just loved it. Sorry.
Also,
I know
I
that's not
absolutely
what you were
love-
saying.
Not to backpedal. But I absolutely
No, please.
love when they're in the diner talking to Bunny, and then it's like, "Oh, you remember my son, right? Yeah, he broke a window when he was
Broke
10.
a window.
He
Yeah,
still
yeah.
hadn't paid
Still
for
haven't
it."
paid for that.
It's like, how the fuck does she know about the window? Because she's a real witch. I don't know what to tell you.
That was the best joke. She's an actual witch. Come on.
Yeah, I thought that was great. It reminded me of the same joke in the first episode when they find the elevator and Martin Short goes, "She has an elevator? Where does it lead to? Hell?" Like,
She did take that elevator in the.
Yeah, she
did.
takes it in the
Okay,
beginning.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But and that's what I mean when I say that the main characters in this show, in this episode, serve only to be comedic relief. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
line, like say in the elevator when Steve Martin freaks out because the elevator gets stuck and he's just like, "Is it hot in here? It's not hot in here."
Yeah.
He starts to have like
oh,
a
there's
panic attack.
There's a breeze.
Oh,
That means
Bunny-
oxygen's coming through.
Bunny's just like fixing it, and like Mabel's like, "Oh, you're a badass," and then she's like, "Oh, I thought I was just a crusty old bitch." Yeah, I knew I'd pay for that.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna bite me in the ass. Yeah, or regret it.
It just.
Yeah, something along
And
those lines.
Bunny's
like,
badass like that. Even when she gives the waiter money for DJ equipment, at the end of that conversation, he goes, "You want another iced tea?" After I'm skipping some beats here, but she goes, "You're finally listening or hearing me," or something like that.
she
like,
gives that speech that you have such a hard on for.
I do.
About like loving like more than one thing, and
Yeah.
she's like, otherwise the best way. He's like, does that mean you want more tea? She's like, no. After all this time, he finally hears
Finally,
me.
yeah. I don't know. It meant to
And I
lot to
think
me.
that was
And
more-
yeah, it
I-
made me hard. I don't know. I like.
I
it's funny.
think that comment, by the way, is more the fact that he didn't seem to understand what she was telling him.
Yep.
I know.
And
I know.
she's just like talking shit to him.
But
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 what I
but
got
it
was the-
expresses how much of a badass she is by saying that. I think no?
The tone
Am
and
I
everything
wrong?
showed a slight disappointment that he didn't understand
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
actually
Exactly.
insulting him
How-
or going, "Oh, you're an idiot" or whatever.
yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
was still being nice.
She was being
Yeah.
nice, but being her bunny bitch ass
Yes.
self.
Because
So-
she's still committed to giving him the money. It
That's
wasn't
why I
like she
brought
did-
it up.
She didn't like he didn't understand. She didn't say, "Give me that fucking money back." Like,
Yeah.
Oh no.
you know, she
No.
still wanted him to do it, and she's hoping that like
Yeah.
she, you know, made a difference. And she's just like, ugh.
She
So-
rolled her eyes in her own verbal way.
The thing
Yeah,
about Bunny,
yeah.
and we hear this towards the end when Steve Martin starts talking about the narration at the end of the episode. But Bunny
Charles?
is not
Bunny,
just
yeah.
old.
Yes.
She's not like this grumpy old lady. She's a grumpy old New York lady.
Yeah,
She's straight up New York. And he says she's a classic New York.
yeah. She's a New York classic. That's right. I remember.
And
that.
and it's we get it. Like everything about her says, "Oh yeah, this woman was raised here. This is her city.
Yeah.
This is,
That's all she knows.
it's all
This
she
is-
knows."
Yeah,
So it's
she-
not about
And
like-
she made the best of this knowledge.
yeah. And like the building is all she knows, or not,
Yeah.
for the most part is all she knows. But she
And
just
she loves this building.
yeah.
And then the word love makes me think of this other line Martin Short says. Well, we missed the lover's angle in season 1, so I'm reaching. Dude, wasn't that fucking hilarious because of the
I thought that was-
conversation we
yeah.
had about Oscar in the last
Yeah.
episode with us, you know?
Yeah.
Like Aaron brought it up, I believe. But dude, yeah, I don't know.
uh,
So we got the love angle between her and the building on this one.
so what were some of the other things that we saw or that we got to see in this?
well, so
Life
I
of
mean, you
Bunny.
definitely get the sense that another suspect at least it
Yeah.
leans on another suspect.
It
Yeah.
does,
She's a
but it's-
she's already a suspect, but like she definitely gives more weight
They-
to her being a suspect.
They
The
they,
argument
tag,
to her
they
and-
pregnant?
pin her as the prime suspect. So it's been official
And
now
so,
that
and
she's
so
a,
she, yeah
suspect.
It definitely gives more weight behind it. Is what
Yes.
is what I'm trying to say. Like
Yeah.
the the angle of Bunny decides, no, I'm not stepping down. I'm going to stay
Right.
on because I still have more to teach. I can do more. It's definitely seems a bit like she's just giving into fear,
Yeah.
but
And
you
the
know,
late
it also like Nina's reaction is, I won't
Yeah.
let you take this
Yeah.
away from me. And like,
and
you know, you get both of them saying like, I won't let you do this to the building because Nina's talking about monetizing the building in some way.
Yeah.
And I assume that means like putting ads and shit up and like
yeah.
merchandising and shit like that. That like Bunny doesn't
Gentrification
want
in
to
a
see.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you know, Bunny wants the place to stay the way it is,
Yeah.
and it's
yeah,
you know it's old versus new school, and you know that's a classic conflict.
it is. But yeah, the way Nina reacted body language wise, she just got pissed. She
Oh, yeah.
said like, "This is all you got left." You know.
Yeah,
that what it's really all about?
Fossil.
Yeah. So I don't know. So they set up this Chippendale, Captain fucking easy
Yeah, for
fucking
sure.
little twist. So let's see what happens because I was definitely wrong with my prediction. They answered the hoodie question in the murder of season
Oh, yeah.
finale 1 with this one. You know, she hung out with the podcast crew. She got some merch. She's watching some Law and Order bullshit with the parakeet in the hoodie. So,
Yeah, and that's how
not
you
Law
get the
and
I know
Order.
who did it part.
yeah.
Old classic.
So I
in
was
black and
wrong
white.
about. There's no way it's Oscar. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I doubt it's Oscar at this point.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
still
saying,
think it's the deaf guy.
he didn't get
I gotta
locked
go
up.
back and look at his name.
I don't
No, he did.
Oh, I thought he got
Well, he
locked
got
up.
escape.
he got arrested for
Yeah,
the
he-
murder of
and I'm-
Mabel's friend.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, and for their grave robbing business.
Yeah, they're definitely
Okay.
in jail. They got.
I thought it was
jail.
just for that. Then I would assume the father would get more years than the son. But yeah.
Well,
I
that's
have
just
to go
it.
back and
He could have rolled over, like
fact check it.
as a father.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
He could have taken all responsibility, and at that point, the son, if anything, it would be like associated. But
Yeah,
they
like
probably
a
have enough money or
accessory,
whatever.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, like they
I
could
don't know.
have.
I don't know the. I don't
So,
know
who
the
knows?
penal codes for grave robbing.
I would hope not.
Well,
Not
there's
yet.
still time. Let's team
got
up
free
and
time on my
figure it
hands.
out. Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
we don't have walking ability, so
so we learned
So-
that.
what's up?
So we learned that like we basically get each of our main characters' views on Bonnie or
Yeah.
on Bunny, and
you've
like
been calling her Bonnie the whole time, and
I don't know why.
I've been wanting to correct you.
Well, I've been saying Bunny. I've been
You've
been
been
correcting
kind of
myself.
jumping between the two. I think it's when you try to say
I
your
start
full
to
name.
say Bonnie.
Tim's thinking
and then
about
I'm
eating
Bunny.
bonbons.
I want some bonbons.
Fucking
Bomb
Peggy.
pops. Hell yeah.
But we get
Let's
we
listen
get,
to Bon
like,
Jovi. While you're
Martin Short's probably the one that has the most interaction in that day. Keeps running in and talking or whatever because what he does.
Yeah.
And then we get Selena Gomez's character, which is probably got the least, and it's just in the elevator that you really get that full like actual interaction. Other than all three of them, and out in the courtyard. And then you got Steve Martin, who
does a voiceover in the second. half.
and that's something I wanted to leave.
Or
Why do you
narration,
think
you know what I mean?
he's the only one that thinks about
Yeah.
in the elevator when you're going up to the roof? Thinks about what could have happened after. Like that, they could have saved her life if they would have just. So there's a sense
Yeah.
of guilt that we're getting that
Yeah.
they
Yeah, he's
didn't bring
says
her
we
into the
didn't-
party.
Yeah,
we
'cause what's
we
he
might
say,
not be the
we-
ones that murdered her, but we could have saved her.
With a simple act of kindness. That's
Yeah.
what. That's the whole line.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't
Yeah.
murder her, but we could have saved her with a
Hindsight.
simple act of kindness. Yeah.
So there is
So,
a
yeah.
sense of guilt
Charles
that
is
they
thinking-
see, and that's why I think Steve Martin is doing that voiceover is just because he's probably the only one that
Yeah.
realizes it.
Well, he's the only one that's really not doing this for selfish reasons or purely selfish reasons.
Or at least that we know of.
What? It's
Right,
his
he's trying to
sister.
say he's got to show, and now the revelation of the show, but like
It's family shit.
the revelation of the sister thing. But I mean, Mabel's got her art and she wants to move on from that, and she's got
Yeah.
Cara Delevingne doing whatever the fuck she's doing,
Which
Let's
she wasn't
not
in
worry
this,
about
and I
that
was
right
happy
now.
for.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Oliver wants to just keep podcasting to keep being famous.
Who wants to be
But,
relevant?
like
yep.
Charles isn't necessarily looking to be famous. He's looking to be relevant. I think is really what he's looking for. He's looking to have meaning.
I think
seems
at this
more
point,
like-
meaning is a little bit better. I don't think it's as much
Yeah.
about relevancy.
Yeah.
I mean more
I
like
think he
with the
just doesn't
show
want to be
being rebooted.
forgotten.
Yeah, I think with the show
Oh,
being
yeah, I forgot
rebooted, he
about the
wants to be
reboot.
more relevant. Like, yeah, not forgotten. Yeah, that's a better way to
Because it's Steve, or I mean, it's Martin Short that wants to be relevant. He wants to
Yeah,
be there.
yeah.
He wants to take the day. He wants the popularity. He wants everything. But Martin
Yes.
Short, Steve Martin just wants to
Yeah.
be. He just doesn't want to be lost. He doesn't want to be forgotten. And we
But I
did talk
just
about
feel
this in
like
the
he's
last
kind of been
episode.
floating through life,
Yeah.
for a long while. So I think he's finally got something that like means something, and it's
And I think it's solving this case, or
Well,
like
and
That's
he's
what I
got
mean, yeah,
that's
he's got
okay,
his
okay.
background. He's got his dad now
Yeah.
that's helping with
Yeah.
his push to like solve the case and learn more
Which
about
makes
it too.
sense because his character is a detective, I believe, in the show.
Yes.
He comes from, right?
Yeah, Brazos, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
He's a
he
cop show.
and
still didn't know
that
that's
has
what he did.
always been.
It's, oh my!
Shut the
Jason's
fuck up! But I'm
way
just
behind.
saying. I'm just saying, his real life and actor thing has always been a hybrid.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he quotes lines from
Well,
his
yeah,
show
you get-
in
you
real
get
life.
that bit from when
So,
he
yeah,
unlocks
yeah.
that door with Selena Gomez.
So
Like the second
whatever.
episode of the
All
first
right.
season.
Aaron just totally fucking made me sound amazing at being stupid when I just said that. So I don't know how to go forth, but you guys get my point. And
We do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely understand it.
hell
No,
yeah, I
no matter
know.
how much
It
stammering,
sounds sad,
and
but I'm not.
stuttering, and backpedaling, and
Sad panda.
sad pan. No, and you're. I agree that
Yeah.
with what you're saying, and I think that, like you said, that hybrid we got from day one. He's been
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
be this because that's his glory day. We said this in the last episode.
And this
Yeah.
is how
He's trying
he
to like
leveled
live
up.
his glory days.
He's basically he was defined by Brazos, so he's trying to bring Brazos into the
Yes.
real world in ways.
So of course he's gonna look at it more detective and personal.
Which is what makes
You
this so
know.
entertaining because it doesn't really
Yeah,
work.
more than ever.
It's not working, but he's trying and he's not giving up.
Did
Right.
any of you, when this episode first started, when it went back to a flashback on the day in the life of Bunny, did any of you go like, "Oh shit, this might not go well"?
No.
I had
I
a
trusted
second
these
of
guys.
thought. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It was a split second. It probably not worth bringing
I
up.
was pretty. like,
And,
I
and
wasn't-
once again, yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't one way or the other. I was just like, let's see where it goes. Let's see what they write.
yeah.
Like
I don't know.
I'm probably more in Tim's camp. Like I don't judge ahead of time. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
go, these guys have been doing this long enough. They've got to know what they're doing. So
All right,
let them
cool.
do it.
Yeah, I
I
felt.
may have critiques here and there, but like,
Yeah.
I've never been steered wrong by them.
I would say they haven't
I don't know.
steered us wrong yet.
I know, and
Other than Amy Schumer is a terrible choice.
and they're still working that very well.
Yeah.
That
Yep,
angle
they
is
still
still,
make that
and they're gonna kill her off. I'm team dead Amy, and then yeah, but
Sounds
yeah,
like a band name.
Dead
Dead
Amy.
Amy. That sounds like a
Ooh.
female punk band.
this is a band that sings Kevin Smith lyrics. Blah. I don't know. That's all I can think of.
Moving
was
on.
peculiar.
Chasing
All right.
Amy, come on.
I mean, I got it. I just didn't.
It just
yeah.
wasn't good. All right.
I don't think it landed.
Everything I've been saying for the last 1.5 minutes has not been good. Back to you.
We'll
two.
just go back and we'll edit Jason out and it'll just be us conversation. No.
I'm the guy that does the
Dang.
editing, and I won't have time to do that this weekend. So here you go. It is what it is.
So overall,
I
this
don't know.
story,
Yeah.
how did we like the story? How did we like the direction
This-
it was going?
It seemed like a reset for suspects and predictions. Like,
It's playing the
Because-
vantage point is what it's doing. It's
What's
just
that?
another vantage that
Yes.
we saw of this whole thing.
which
Yeah.
resets, like, you don't know what to think now. You like, I had my predictions, and now it just reset everything on them. Like,
because I was
In the
so
deep
wrong on
end
the last
again.
last
Yeah.
season. B, I'm reserving my assumptions for more episodes because at this point, like they're still adding shit in because like the very ending when you see Bunny murdered, a man walks in, and you can't. I mean, there was no man of that nature like that was
it was like O.J. Simpson
a
glove.
suspect beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, someone that walked in, like, you kind of get the idea of the way Martin Short and Steve Martin walk, and they're the only two males that were, like, really suspects. So this is a new suspect
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
that respect. You don't have a face to put to it, like because it's the actual killer. So like you don't know if it's someone in disguise, someone working for or with someone else. This just lends more question marks.
Exactly, and you
That
don't
very
know.
ending does.
I don't even know where to start guessing at this point.
well,
They
we talked
reset
about
it.
last
It's a
episode.
clean slate in a sense.
Kind of. I think all it did was just add one more. I think the whole
Yeah.
point about these episodes is that we're supposed to. It's a clue. It's a clue, like
Yeah.
the show clue or
Yeah,
the movie
yeah.
clue. It's
Oh,
we're
yeah,
we're
we
gonna
said
have
that in
all
our-
these people that are suspects for the right reasons. Everybody
Tim
has
Curry the whole
motive.
time.
Yep, everybody has the
Right.
motive. We just got to find out which one did it with the candlestick, which one wanted to do it with the gun, and which one really
Yeah.
wanted to hang themselves on
But
the
that
rope.
glove was man hand, but it could be an Amy Schumer hand. too.
See, and I'm starting to think it was
I
the
swear
cat
to
guy.
Christ, if they
Harold.
make Amy Schumer,
Harold?
Oh my
Harold,
God, we-
yeah,
Harold.
he-
I'm starting to think it's him. And there's two
the
reasons
guy
why.
with the black eye, cat guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
cat
two
guy.
reasons why.
Gotcha.
He got belittled during the
Yeah.
meeting, and he's like, I don't want to be stuck in this or whatever. But two, in the shadow, first of all, those are men feet. Those are like
Yeah.
men's
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah, and that's for sure.
And,
Yeah.
and I feel like he's the kind of guy that would wear cargo pants.
Nah, I
Were
think
they
you're
cargo
reaching.
pants? I thought they were just fucking slacks.
Maybe I don't really know. They just look baggy, but
Yeah,
he's all about
which
comfort.
lended to my idea of like somebody that might be in disguise.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
But it was the shadow, had glasses on. It looked
they?
like
Oh, I
it,
missed
it
that.
looked like it.
Okay.
When like the shadows are struggling and you
For
know,
some reason thought
Oh
that
my
shadow
God.
looked like it was wearing a mask.
We
Could
still
be.
don't know why
It
he
could
has a
be.
black eye.
Yeah,
Maybe-
we
But that's
Maybe-
just it, yeah.
maybe
and
Bunny
that makes
popped
me
him.
wonder why.
Yeah.
Because she knows she's gonna fight.
I don't know if that's the
Yeah,
case.
for sure.
Would I feel a little disappointed if that's the case? But I guess
It
it's
depends on-
mediocre. I'm not
If it
high
were
or
to
low
be
on it.
him, if
Yeah.
it's him, there's probably a really intricate reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
The same way there
And-
was for Jan.
And I'm sure they'll make it hilarious. Just
Yeah, and that's why I'm
Just
looking
like-
for. But I just think that's what they're trying to do is they want you to suspect
Mm-hmm.
everybody,
yeah.
Right.
and then
And that's
eventually
just
they'll
good
go,
mystery writing.
It's this one.
Isn't it? Yes.
A good mystery, you suspect multiple people, and the really good ones
and they
make
play
you think,
with the
oh,
audience
shit.
like that. Yeah.
You know, the
on
really good
purpose.
ones will give you the culprit being someone you did not suspect.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Sixth
you had
Sense.
4 other ones.
All right, Wesley. You're right. We've said everything we need to say on this.
Do we think
Time
so?
to.
I
What's
told
up,
you.
Aaron?
he's-
What else you
I was
got?
asking, do you
Banter-
think we're gonna? Do you think we're done, or is there more to talk about?
I do feel like.
Did
it
we
was kind
have
of
a favorite
abrupt.
scene?
Ah,
I kind of have two. I have a favorite line, which we mentioned already, and that was Martin Short in the diner talking to Bunny, and he's like,
she's an actual witch.
"Yeah, that was my favorite line." It's the
Yeah.
same with the
That was
elevator
definitely
scene.
that
I'll
was
go-
definitely
I'll-
the best joke of the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. I'll go with the old lady saying "fuck you," and then I'll go with my advice speech that Bunny gave. If don't only love one thing, because blah blah blah. You know.
Okay.
I'll go with those.
I do think, scene wise, I would say that I really enjoyed the whole diner episode or scene because there's pieces that, like, you know, they talk about, oh, is your friend gonna join you today? She's like, friend,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh yeah, I was sick yesterday, but the guy that took my shift said you were joined by someone
Yeah.
else, by a friend. She's like, oh
She
no,
said, That's
he,
not a
and
friend.
it's not my friend.
We never.
Probably
so
the murderer.
we never
Yeah,
know
and
exactly. Yeah.
It's the murder, or it's who's trying to get the painting. There's a bunch of like. There's
She had that
intrigue to
phone
that
call
scene.
as well. Not to interrupt your point.
Yeah,
but
she does.
It reminded
Yeah.
me she had that phone call after the "fuck you, old lady" conversation.
Oh, it's you
but
again.
It was like, stop asking me for this painting. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, back
So
to your
I-
favorite scene.
But yeah, so the diner scene I think just had so much in it that I
Yeah.
could not like it the best.
Yeah.
But I really did enjoy Steve Martin's voiceover as well.
Right?
At the end.
Like I thought
It
the
made me
whole
wanna
thing. I really in the end like,
Buy
I thought
another
that was
audio
really
book
good.
from him. It really did.
I think he reads his own book.
Oh, he does. And I already got one of them, but I think he's got
Which one do you
another.
have? I think he's got one called
The
like,
first
number
one,
Number one is walking is the new
No,
one. I
the
think.
stand-up something.
The one with the bunny ears. on the
Yeah,
cover.
his first book.
Yeah, his new one is called Number One is Walking. I think which is a reference to like the way
Good.
they tell that like a star is coming to set.
But
Oh,
I don't
I'll
I
explain
don't know.
that better later.
I don't
Yeah,
know
like
if
the
that's
lead.
what you
I got
meant,
that.
Aaron, but
Yeah.
how well he delivered the narration of the
Yeah, like the whole bit about like she was
Yeah.
a New York classic.
Yeah.
And we here didn't
Yes.
murder, but we could have saved her life
Yes.
with a simple act of kindness.
Yes.
He's the one to have narrate that sort of statement
Yeah.
Absolutely.
of them all.
I felt like I even
He's the
said
one
that
to
in my
do it.
head. They made the right choice out of all the people they could have had to do it.
Yep.
He was the right one.
He has the proper gravitas, I think is the right term,
And his
for that
character
sort
as
of
well.
delivery.
With the whole detective thing that I was botching earlier
Yeah.
and the reasons and perspective, yeah.
I mean,
was the
Martin
right
Short
choice.
could do it too, but it wouldn't have as
It would
much
be
of
too
a.
silly.
I still think he could have pulled it off just fine because he does have that
It
excellent.
would have been funnier, I guess, but it didn't.
No,
it,
I
No,
I
to
know
have
what
the
Tim's
emotional
saying.
gravitas.
I think he could. That's what I'm
that
saying.
this episode. Okay.
I think
okay.
he could.
He could have. I just think that Steve Martin landed it better.
Yes.
Yeah,
I just
that's
think
all
it's
I'm-
the way that Steve had it.
Yeah.
I agree with
Steve's
you.
voice lends.
We might be splitting hairs
Martin
here,
Short
but
could
yeah.
have done it. I
Yeah.
agree with Tim. Martin Short could have done it, but
Yeah.
Because-
I think Steve's voice lands better than Martin's does.
Martin
At
Short
least
can be serious.
this-
We've seen him be
Yeah.
serious.
Oh yes,
And
God,
he's
yes, he can.
owned it.
And
So it's not that
it's
we
kinda-
can't. And he has an excellent voice for it. It's just I agree. At that
Right.
when you're talking about the New York thing, I think you're right. There's something about Steve Martin that says New York.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
sure.
and
Nice.
not to
And Bunny's all New York.
Yep, and not to
Yeah. I
discredit
guess they all are, but,
Martin
yeah.
Short, but something just says New York Broadway. That's
Yeah.
Something screams Canadian,
Hey, he's Canadian, yes.
which he is.
Yep, he's Canadian. My favorite scene is the beginning when they're talking to the parrot.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought that was great. That was a great way to open up an episode.
I love
just,
the
Yeah.
impersonation
yeah,
jokes and
I thought
like
that
the
was
whole
great.
conversation
funny.
of how to do it, this and that.
Yep.
And, yeah,
It
yeah.
just- and like I said, Selena Gomez, that Mabel
Yeah.
was like, "Did you ever try talking?" And it was like, "Oh my god!" And she just rolls her eyes like, "Oh, what have I done?
Yeah.
I should have known."
She was
better."
she was barely in this
Hold on, buddy.
episode, but she fucking nailed that
Yeah, she did.
speech,
Yeah.
that sequence, that beat. It was, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
one of those moments where it was like, respect, Selena. Like, my bad for ever doubting you. You know.
Her
It was one of those-
performances to some
yeah.
degree are very much like less is more. Where like she doesn't do a lot of acting, but like when she does it well.
And it's not like and it feels like she's not being trained by these fucking masters of their craft, the old guys on her side. It just feels like she's a natural at it. Like she knows how to play along with them. And I already
Well, I
said
would
on
hope
the
so,
last
since she's
episode
been
of
doing it
ours
since she was
and how they
12.
met and how the quick connection happened. I already said it.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a proof that,
Yeah.
this is an example of, yeah.
In fairness, I've not watched a lot of her stuff. Like her.
I
in
know
things.
nothing about
I think
her,
I've only seen
yeah.
maybe 2 things. Spring
No.
Break,
Like
which
Wizards
was
of Waverly
terrible.
Place, Spring Breakers. Yeah.
Yeah,
with her
it
and
was
Vanessa
absolutely
Hudgens.
the whole
Nothing,
whole movie as a whole was
nothing.
terrible. And Wesley, and this other one that I can't remember what it was called, but she played this rebel bitch, very similar to what she is in this, but not as classy. So
Oh. Okay.
she's more like teenage punk angst kind of thing, and it didn't work for her. But this is
Yeah.
working. This has a sense of
Yeah.
classiness, elegance to her,
Yeah.
and I like it.
This isn't
like a
punk
mature.
so
She's
much
mature.
as it's sass and like it's
Sass, that's
high end like snootiness almost
Sass is
to some degree.
appropriate. Sass and snootiness. I like that.
I don't know. It's the right thing in the right moment. Is
really
all I
is.
can say. I don't know what it is. I know nothing about her past, but I
I'll
had
say
high
Wizards of
doubts.
Waverly Place, I think, is where
Just
she
like
started. So
my eye rolling on the trope of the bunny flashback, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
that. Just like all my predictions in the show. But anyways, Tim's got to cut his child's head off, put it to
No.
bed.
He just wants me
Godfather
to
horse.
change the channel for him. He keeps saying, "I don't want this. I want something else." I'm like, "Change it." It's like, "I want you
I
to."
don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this was a, I don't know. This was a solid episode.
I agree with you guys. It did remind me of the Deaf Guys episode in the season 1. It had that artistic impact to it. And how they tied everything together with the flashback and
it
her
fed the story,
making her a human. Like it was very powerful. I think.
Yeah.
It fed the story in a really profound way.
Yeah, and it reset it. Now we don't know.
It
what
makes
to
the
think.
stakes of Bunny dying that much heavier.
Yes,
because
that's what
of
I was
the
about
fact
to
that
say.
you get.
Yes,
Just-
I forgot to say that earlier. Yep.
This just really allowed us to
Fuck
go.
yeah. Now
Oh,
we
that's
give
sad.
a fuck about
we give a fuck.
finding. Now we give a
now,
fuck
now
about
it
finding
means
her.
something that she died.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
And then for Martin Short to pass over Tim's murder from season 1. I leveled up from Tim's murder. Like, I don't know.
That was pretty good.
You know, they just like it means less, but
Think
in
I
a
leveled
fun
up?
way.
Yeah.
Leveled up to Bunny, like this means more. I don't know. There's some. You can overthink this all you want.
Yeah.
Right.
That
So
is
many levels
something I
to this
love
shit.
about this show.
Yeah.
You don't need to overthink it, but you
Yeah.
want to.
It
But you
leaves,
can-
it leaves room for
yeah,
it to be
exactly.
But yeah, you
You
don't have
want
to.
to.
There's room for it if
They-
you want to.
Yeah, they
Yes.
give you all the pieces to go,
Mm-hmm.
here, use your imagination.
God, masters of their
But
craft. The story
they're
telling
giving
is
you everything that they
profound.
want to give you.
yeah.
And it's
And they're
brilliant.
playing with you.
playing.
They're
Oh,
fucking
God.
with us perfectly.
They're just
I'm
sitting there.
pretty sure I said that in the last stress of these fucking episodes
Yeah.
in our podcast.
And you're doing it great. I love the puzzle
Hell
that
yeah.
they're giving us is great. So
It gives me chills. I love it. And I'm looking forward to the next episode.
apparently Aram's done.
And yes, people, we're taking it slow.
No, I'm just fucking around with my microphone for a
We're
minute.
an episode or 2 behind, but we're savoring this shit.
We are.
So
Yep.
if
One
you
episode
wanna
at a
fucking
time,
s-
so we don't confuse
If you want
ourselves.
to join the B&B slackers,
Because we were confusing
Follow
ourselves
us.
last season.
Yeah, we tended to run over into other
And that-
episodes a lot.
actually, yeah, let's clarify. Yeah, we are watching one at a time because we watched too many at a time last time we tried to do this, and it got convoluted. And,
Yes.
Yeah. It
Yes.
got cluttered as
Couldn't
fuck.
keep things straight. It was
Yeah,
just, it's so
and-
hard. It's
And
so
this
hard.
show deserves more of that. If we're gonna do a podcast about a show about a podcast, we better keep shit sharp.
Right? Got it.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Yep. 100%. You got it.
All right.
Dial it in.
So,
All right.
1 out of
Thanks,
5.
guys. 5.
I'll go with 5.
I go with a 5.
I can't find any reason to hate this
There is
episode
no
at
reason.
all.
There
It-
was
it
no
made me
bad
s-
haircut,
nope.
lesbian kiss. Yeah.
It made me
fuck
happy because Cara Delevingne's character and that whole bullshit wasn't here because obviously it was a flashback or whatever.
Yeah,
And there was
yeah.
no Amy Schumer other than the cringing name I had to listen to. I
But
was
you
able
can-
to
you
just
you brush
brush
you
that
brush your
off.
shoulders off
Yep.
real quick. Yep.
Yep. And it was a great episode.
It
I was thoroughly
oh my
enjoying
God.
it and I was happy and glee.
And
So
even my judgmental eye roll in the beginning of the episode, proven wrong. I want to give it 5.5.
yeah,
That's
I liked it.
good. Yeah. I loved it. I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't wait for
What
the
was
next episode.
last season? Was how many episodes?
8 or
Was it
10?
8?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I hope
I'll
I
write
hope
that
this
down.
season
I'll
is
check.
as long, if not longer.
Well, at least we know
No,
in 2023, season 3.
Yeah.
So we do
At
got
least there's
that to look forward to.
I don't know. I
For
hope
sure.
I hope it's 7 episodes. Whatever it
Oh.
takes for them to finish their fucking story. At this point, with all the content and the oversaturation of it, I don't care the number of episodes. Tell me the story you want to tell. That's all that fucking matters at this point.
Yep.
I have so many other things to move on to.
That's true.
Speaking of which, What We Do in the Shadows, watch that right after this. Get 2 episodes.
And it's great, wasn't it?
It's
I can't
you
wait.
know what it,
I'm
you
going to
know
watch
my
it
sound
tonight before I
effects.
go to bed. I'm
Oh,
excited.
you're good. Oh, this is so good. Hey, and then also Solar Opposites season 3 is also out.
Oh,
I
I
watched the
saw
first
that on
episode of that.
awesome.
And I like these 2 shows because they know what they are from the first season,
Yep.
and
It's
Yeah.
consistent.
it hasn't changed.
Yep.
And
And
unlike
you're not
The
bored
Office,
with it
like,
either. They keep it
did-
extremely entertaining.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They know, they just know who they are and what they
Yep.
want to do. And it has been, so yeah, season 4 of What We Do in the Shadows is the same as the first. They're just doing different shit. The people,
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
As
appreciate
Jason
that shit.
says, he loves to say this, they stay in their lane.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even watch Fast and Furious.
All right, that is Only
hate that.
Murders in the
I hate it so
Building,
much.
episode 3, season 2. Watch it on Hulu. It is fantastic. This was the first 5-star, all 3 5 stars
Yeah,
so
sure.
far. So
sounds about
Yeah.
right.
yep. So hopefully we get more 5 stars as long as Amy Schumer's not in.
Which, unfortunately, I mean, between that and the Cara Delevingne stuff.
That said, stop taking my shit. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.
Fuck off, Oliver.
Hurt feelings make me laugh. Aaron, where you at? You
Right
got
here.
nothing? Oh yeah.
What a way to drop the ball, Aram.
Not harmonically.
You will never be our tambourine guy if you're going to keep this up.